And listen to this. And suddenly. Now, the suddenly does not mean that nothing's been happening up until this point. Suddenly means that everything underneath the surface, everything behind the scenes, everything that has been working in the invisible is manifesting in the natural. And to everyone around you, it looks like something instant. And I'm telling you, you need to be very aware of what I'm saying, because we're entering into a season of suddenlies. We're entering into a season where doors are about to open that no man can close. You may say, well, that's exciting news. That's awesome news. And it is awesome news. But you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared. You need to prepare your mind. You need to prepare your heart. You need to prepare your spirit. This is a season where, listen, some of you, it's like you've been moving on a conveyor belt. Just kind of moving. Like this year seems like it's been dragging along, week after week, month after month. Been kind of dragging along, and you've been kind of surviving through this year. But here it is. We've come to a prophetic junction. We've come to a prophetic junction, and it's about to be an explosion of miracles, an explosion of the suddenlies of God, where the things you've dreamt about, the things that you can't even, you're trying to wrap your mind around certain things. This is the season where those things are about to culminate. They're about to come into fruition. They're about to manifest, and you need to get ready for them. You need to prepare your heart. You need to prepare your heart to receive from God. This is the season. This is the moment. And this is just a generic word. You can take it as generic if you want. But you need to understand that God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. I had a dream. I had this dream. Actually, it was my wife's dream. I stand corrected. But what happened was that one day we were in our regular house, and our house expanded. It just expanded. It literally went this direction and that direction, and it just grew. It was the same house, but it began to grow. It began to expand. And all of a sudden, as the house began to grow, as the house began to expand, as the house began to increase, it became like a mansion, like a castle. And then all of a sudden we went outside. There were people outside, like waiting for us, like how paparazzi stand outside the house, and they're waiting for you, and they're waiting for you. And then there was security. And I said, God, what in the world is this? Some of you, I'm telling you, it's about to seem like it's overnight. Things are going to move for you overnight. Some of it has to do with finances. I'm talking about suddenlies in your finances. Some of it has to do with your ministry. I'm talking about suddenlies in your ministry. Some of it has to do with properties. I'm talking about suddenly in terms of home ownership. Some of you about to move into homes that you did not even build. You can't, it's not even in your budget, but it has nothing to do with you. This is the sovereign hand of God. This is the sovereign hand of God. Things that you could only dream about, things that you can only imagine in your head. And some of them you can't imagine in your head. Some of them you can't even imagine. And maybe you've heard a word, maybe you have a sense. And that's why some of you've sensed that something is about to happen. There's a sense inside of you. There's a knowing in your knower. There's a sensing in your sense.